Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase and review we're going to be looking at the 1989 Japanese exclusive Dinoforce member Raryu. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to unbox him live in a second, have a look at the entire contents of the packaging. We're going to see how he fits inside his pretender shell. We're going to see how he displays in either mode, and we'll do some comparisons with him and his Hasbro alternative. Right, let's have a look at this then. So we might as well start off by looking at the packaging, mainly because the Japanese packaging is absolutely beautiful. So what we've got here, and again, this guy is a pretender, and he may be looking very familiar, and that's because, as I say, this is just Takara's version of what we know as Monstructor. But there we've got the bot, there we've got the bot's alternate mode, and of course there we've got the pretender shell, which is the Brontosaurus. We've got a reference number, which is D327. Now, the D stood for Destrons, which was the Japanese word for Decepticons, and his reference number was 327. We can then see on the top there, we've got the alternate mode to the bot, and of course we've got the fact that it is a pretender, and you can also power up the shell as well with the parts that you use to combine to form Dinoking. Dinoking is this guy here. He is, of course, the combined form of all 6 of the Dinoforce. And again, this is a Japanese exclusive from 1989. It was from the cartoon that was known as Victory. So if we have a look at the Victory artwork here, we can of course see Star Saber, Desirous. There is Dinoking right down there, battling with Landcross. And there's also Lyokaiser and Rhodes Caesar there as well. A couple of characters from Super God Master Force there, Overlord and God Jinrai. But anyway, this was, as I say, the Japanese exclusive cartoon that was only aired over there. You can get a dub of it right now, which is quite interesting, or you can watch it with the subtitles. Again, there's the combined form, and there's the 6 team members. You can see this box, unfortunately, it's had a bit of worse for wear, but we can also see we've got a tech spec here. But what I really love that the Japanese figures did is it this side. There we go. So on the one side, we've got, I suppose, a little fact file about him, and we've got the robot points there, and of course these are all on the inner flaps, so you don't have to cut the box up at all. And then on the other side we've got his collector's card, which again is beautiful, and there is his name, Raryu. Right, as we can already see, the tail's already come loose inside the packaging here. There it is, and we'll get out the instructions as well. Have a look at them as well in a second. So what we've got is these are dinosaur pretenders, whereas Hasbro at their particular time just redecoed them in their own particular way, and they used the story of Monstructor, so they were like monster pretenders. Let me see if I can get this out without making too much noise. There we go. Whoops. And this is really strange actually, because this is in this rather rubbish plastic backing, whereas all of the earlier figures, including the very first Autobot cars, had lovely polystyrene inserts. So I have no idea why they stopped with that. Right, let's have a look at this then in some detail. So we've got, here is the Brontosaurus shell, and then these, for some reason, same as the Monstructor shells, they've got this horrible sticky residue. I don't know why they have, but they just have. So there's no, of course, articulation on here. We've got some good detail there on the face. We can attach the tail via this port here. Let's attach this. I've not done this yet at all, obviously. I like to do a lot of these Japanese videos as a sort of first time for myself as well, with you guys sharing it. So can I get it over? Yes. So there's the tail on. So if you wanted to say there's some articulation in the tail, you could turn it around a little bit. There we go. Right, let's have a look. So we've got the main hip part. So this would form the hip for Dinoking. So if you're unsure, I'll bring in Monstructor. I don't actually have enough bots for Dinoking yet, but this is Monstructor, and there is the hip. And then this is the character that we're copying there. So nice and small, and that's what this bit is. We're going to bring him back up again in a second for some more comparisons. But what you can do, in fact, let's put him inside first and foremost. So if we take off the back of the shell, and then you can see the shape we've got there. So I'm imagining, looking at that, it's going to be a case of folding the head out, folding the legs probably right around and out of the way. And yeah, there we go. So, oh, I'm going to fold these all over on themselves. These are so stiff, and I panic every time I do this. So let's see if that's going to fit. It looks like it's going to fit. And again, just reminding you that these guys were pretender dinosaurs, not pretender monsters. And there we go. So there he is, hiding inside his Brontosaurus shell. this is gonna fit. How's this gonna go? There we go. That's gonna fit like that. And then the little gun has got a little peg there for when it's on his hand, or indeed on the back of here. And there you go. You've got your powered up. That is the same as that. Yep, that's the same as that. Powered up dinosaur shell. I think it actually isn't now. I've just seen that. It looks to me like maybe it was turned over this way. Nope, not too sure. Maybe I did it the right way anyway, but let's pop it back in. And there we go. So there is the Pretender version powered up. Let's take him out of here and remove the parts, and nice and carefully, there we go. So let's have a look at this guy in his, we might as well, let's see what mode he's closest into, to be honest. Let's have a look. So that's all there. So probably his alternate mode by the looks of this. So let's fold down these legs. And the funny thing this is, I've tried to find out the official name for the alternate mode, and it's just like it is for what's his name, bristleback, a quadriplegic monster of some sort. There he is. That's his alternate mode, and again, it is super basic. With regards, I'm obviously not going to be transforming bristleback. I'm holding him ever so gingerly right now. I'll do a better comparison in a minute when he's in his alternate mode, but I want to show you the fact that obviously we've got different head sculpt there, and this guy's got wings, whereas this guy hasn't, but everything else is pretty much the same. The arms, the legs, it's just a different head sculpt, and the additional part of the wings on that particular mold. I'm going to rest him there for a second, because what I am going to do now is then transform him into his robot mode. So there we've got the robot feet. I normally have these sort of hanging around just about that far down when it's bristleback, but that is probably just due to how to balance him as well. Oh no, that is the correct way of saying as well. On the box, you can see there, we can see that it's saying that is the actually correct way to do it. And then of course we're going to carefully fold the head back, and then there we've got the arms, and of course you can pop the gun in his hand like so. So again, let's get rid of that. Here is a better comparison of the two in their robot mode. We've got a different head sculpt to the robot as well, and it looks actually like, oh yeah, they've got slightly different shoulders. This guy's got a raised shoulder point, and this one hasn't, but again, basically they're pretty much the same use of the mold, just I suppose obviously just changed it for their continuity of stories would be the best way to put it. Let's rest them there ever so carefully for 2 seconds while we have a look at the packaging. Let's put that behind. If any of you are wondering why I'm holding this guy so gingerly, then you probably haven't heard of gold plastic syndrome. And gold plastic syndrome it's a real thing. It's not something I've made up. I've actually done a video on it, but basically gold plastic has been known to literally just shatter, break for no apparent reason. They've had sealed items all of a sudden rattle, and they've opened up, like for example a black Zarek box never opened before, and it's completely in pieces. So that's why I'm holding him really gingerly. Thankfully enough, there's no gold plastic syndrome on the Japanese one. Right, so inside the contents we've got the feedback card there. We've got what I think is interesting, I don't know if it's cost saving or paper saving or whatever, but we've got universal instructions. What I mean for that is for all 6 members, they're all on the one particular sheet. So there's D3, 22, 25, 28 is the combined form of Dinoking, but you've got all of them there on the one sheet. So what they did was they just popped one of these in the individual boxes, or indeed in the gift set, rather than having individual instructions. We've also got the Victory toy catalogue stroke flyer. Again, there's more detailed videos on this particular flyer if you'd like to see it on the channel. So this is, I think, the middle one, because we've got Victory Leo and Victory Saber still sort of as a coming soon, but of course they were big characters towards the end of the cartoon. Right, I'm just tidying this up quickly, and what we're going to do now then, move all this out of the way just for a bit of fun again, just to do some size comparisons, because I'm going to be keeping this guy in this mode and displaying him until I get the rest of the pieces to be able to make Dinoking. So let's just move the whole Brontosaurus out of the way. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because the Dinoforce pretty much main arch enemies were with the Bristleforce. So this is, or what's Landcross's team called, and this is Blacker, who is one of the Brain Masters, sorry, not the Bristleforce, the Brain Masters. And these two were pretty much always fighting against each other. And then the best thing is that, of course, when Dinoking is combined, yes, he's going to be a different color. He's going to be that only that big, which he's, you know, he's still towered over by just one individual member of this particular team. And when these guys are combined, that's how big Road Caesar is. So yeah, scaling for Generation 1 figures, especially the Japanese ones, is completely way off. And again, that's just a bit of fun, just to show you guys how off they were. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed looking at the main guy, which his name was, of course, Raryu. Hope I pronounced that right. Really do. This is now the 5th member. Funnily enough, the other 4 you can see just below there. So I'm pretty close now to being able to complete my very first Dinoking. So thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for your comments. And yeah, everything. As I say, all of the people watching this video, really appreciate it. Thank you very much for sharing this journey with me. That was Raryu. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Thanks for watching. Like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe.